and welcome back to my channel. First of all, thank you so much. So for those of you who have been since day one, or those of you who just discovered my channel, thank you so much for supporting me, for watching my videos, for liking, for commenting, for all of that. It really makes my day and makes me really happy. So to celebrate 1K, I wanted, of course, to make a Q&A video as many of other YouTubers do, and I thought it would be fun to ask you questions on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and this is what you wanted to know. First, we have this question from Samuel Vieira, and he asked, what is your favorite method to learn languages? I like all that is immersive, all that is creative, all that is fun, all of the things that I feel like I enjoy doing. And if I can come up with a phrase that describes my language learning, is that if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not learning it. If I'm not having fun, I'm not learning it. So right now I'm really into intensive learning, like 30 days or 10 days or 1 week of really intensive learning. Constanza Manchevo asks, how do you manage to learn 2 or more languages at the same time? Is it possible, especially if they are similar? Yes, I think it's possible. It just takes more time to get to an advanced level. So if I was to study, let's say, only German for 2 months, I will have so much more advanced if I will be learning German and Italian for 2 months, because I will split my learning time. Kaika Lima asks, what do you do to maintain many languages? So it's not many languages. I speak 4 languages and I am learning 2 more, so it's not that many, I think. But it is a habit that I have so well set in my life that it's just it's just natural to get to all of these languages in almost a daily basis. Now we have this question from the Polyglot Files. If you don't know the Polyglot Files, he's an amazing guy, he's Canadian, he speaks many languages, and I will leave a link, I think, somewhere here, so you can subscribe to his channel as well. We're friends and it's really cool, watch his videos. Okay, I know you're a native Spanish speaker, so this might be tough, but what do you think are the best Spanish resources for beginners? I'm thinking of starting in Spanish after I finish with Japanese, but I don't know where to start. So there are a few resources I recommend. Of course, you have Duolingo, which I think Duolingo for learning Spanish is actually really good. You have Lingo Deer, which is something that can take you from an A1 to B2 easily. It is very well structured, so I think you will like that. Then I will recommend you to find a lot of music. There's a lot of types. It's not only reggaeton, and you can find something you like for sure. And I start listening a lot to it. And there is this cool resource, it's called Short Stories. You're probably familiar with it. Short Stories in Spanish might also help. You have a gazillion Spanish tutors on italki, and it's actually very cheap because it's a very competitive market. And I will also recommend you to pick a dialect from the very beginning when you're learning Spanish, because the pronunciation, the words, everything is so different from country to country or from region to region. So if you're not sure which country exactly, I will at least advise you to choose between European Spanish or South American Spanish or Latin American Spanish, because that's the biggest difference, and you really will need different ways to communicate, either if you're speaking with someone from Spain or someone from South America. So I would recommend you to do that, because sometimes even for me it's hard to, communicate with people who speaks another dialect, because sometimes it's just too different. I mean, I can understand everything, it's just, I don't know, it's just different. We have a question here from Le Pingouin Français. Hi, Charlie. Charlie's a really cool person. The question is, how do Spanish speakers usually learn English? What is it like for them? What are English classes in Spanish schools like? And then, también, felicidades. Gracias. I grew up in a bilingual school, so ever since I was 2 years old, I've been learning both English and Spanish at school. So for me, it was very natural to do so. But then at high school, it was just a regular high school where you only had like 2 hours of English a week, which is the most common way in at least Venezuela. The lessons are not the best. I have had very good teachers, but just even when they're very good teachers, the nature of it and the curriculum that they offer schools is not very good. So I don't think most people get their English from. They actually get it from TV shows, video games, and I feel like in some South American countries, people can really learn English if they want to, and there are many resources to do so. Okay, so I have this question in Portuguese. My pronunciation is not good, I'll try it anyway. Qual o idioma mais apaixonante que você já aprendeu? But I'm gonna try again. Qual o idioma mais apaixonante que você já aprendeu? That was probably terrible. It means what is the most passionate language, or the most interesting, or the best language that you have learned already. Maybe they mean passionate. And this is from Costa Hernán. The language I am most passionate about is Italian, and it's one of the languages with more feelings to it. I will say more, more heart, and it really makes a difference in the way I learn it than for, let's say, German, which the culture is quite different. So I'm looking forward also to getting into Portuguese, especially Brazilian Portuguese, and I think I will love it once I get into it. But yeah, for now it's Italian. ¿Cuántos idiomas hablas? I'm going to answer this in Spanish. Hablo 4 idiomas: español, inglés, italiano y holandés, y estoy aprendiendo alemán y portugués. Okay, so what are some of your favorite words in different languages? In Italian, it will be... in Dutch it will be gezellig. I really like gezellig, it's really cool. I also like thuis, which it means home. I really like that word. I find it smart that you have Huis and thuis, and yeah. In German, it's genau. I really like to say genau. In Portuguese, it's saudade, because it was the first Portuguese word I've ever learned, and that's probably all I know by now. And then in Italian, it's very hard, but I like many words. I love the word for shark, squalo. I think it's amazing, and I love other words like certo, vero, veramente. I like those words a lot. And quindi, I love to say quindi, and allora a lot. This is Seabold Speaks. What level do you say I speak a language? I'm B1 in Spanish, and I say I speak versus I'm learning. So when I am at the A level, so when I'm a beginner, I will say I learn a language, and when I'm on the intermediate level, I will say I speak the language, because just whenever I feel like I can have a conversation, just whenever I've had conversations, and whenever I can communicate how I feel in the language or what I want, even if it's brief or short, I will say that I speak it then. Some people wait until they're advanced. I don't think that's necessary, because I have spoken and had conversations in Dutch and Italian. I'm not advanced in those languages, so I just will say that I speak it whenever I feel confident to enable conversations, talk about how I feel, talk about what I want or need. Oh, okay, I don't need my glasses for this. How long did it take you to learn Spanish? My native language is Spanish, so I will say about a year. I started speaking when I was like a year and a half or something. So, yeah, that long. Trilingual guy asked, when did you leave Venezuela and where did you go after leaving? Oh, this is actually a personal question, which I was expecting more of those. I left Venezuela 3 years ago. It was 2016. It was the time I left it, definitely. I've been before in Belgium, but I always planned to go back to Venezuela. So when I decided to leave my country, I was 20 years old. I was living with my mom and my brother, and we decided as a family to go to Spain because we could, speak the language. My mom wouldn't have to learn another language. Also, we knew people there, the opportunities were there, so we decided to go and come to Madrid. My mom also had been in Madrid for a month the summer before we left, so she loved it and she really imagined herself living here, so it was what we did. But I left actually first to Belgium. I had an amazing host family in Belgium. I love them with all my heart. They helped me get there, and I stood there for about 6 months. I was actually not hoping to stay there that long, but I was not sure what I wanted in life, so I tried different things. Didn't work out because I was not in the right place mentally, so I moved to Spain to be with my mama, and it has been great. I'm happy to be here. It's a little sad to leave everything behind, but the opportunities that I have gotten here, just the fact that I get all this camera gear and lights and everything, which it would have been way harder in Venezuela to do. So just these simple things make me really happy. Like walking on the street too, and just being free makes me happy. Okay, so this is all for today. Again, thank you so much. And I will continue making fun videos. I will continue working on this channel. I'm more motivated than ever to do so. I will try to post every week. That's what I'm trying to do now. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!